Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. My name is Omar Shtila and I'm the Executive Director of Straight Path Academy. Having worked with several Islamic schools throughout the years and helping them turn around and become successful after they have been struggling, I wanted to put this video together in order to support our Islamic schools throughout the United States that are currently struggling, and by providing this blueprint for turning around those schools. So if you're in a Islamic school that has been struggling, that has a big financial deficit each year, that has low enrollment or low academics, etc., then this video will give you a concrete path to go about improving the quality of your school program and turning things around, inshallah. Most schools struggling end up putting out fires every day. They try random small things or small different solutions, different ideas haphazardly, and go throughout here and there trying different things that don't end up working out. Instead, this video will provide an overview of how to turn around the school by making a comprehensive plan that improves the school for the long term in a sustainable way. It is important to note that we don't want to generalize, and while many Islamic schools in the United States are thriving, alhamdulillah, however, this video is intended to help the schools that are struggling in order to have them achieve their full potential, inshallah. So let's start off by briefly talking about what makes a good and successful school. Of course, a good school, when we think about a good school, the things that come to mind is that the students are thriving and they're successful academically, they're being educated in a way that is aligned with your school's mission. Of course, as an Islamic school, first and foremost, as righteous Muslims. And when we think about what is needed to accomplish that, you think about having a qualified and passionate staff and team of teachers and educators, administrators, and in order to achieve that, you need to have adequate funding in order to hire them and provide them with the needed resources to implement such a school program. Now, the challenge that you might be stuck in is that as a private school, our funding is usually tied to tuition, which comes from enrollment of students. So how do you break the cycle of not having enough funds to improve the quality of your school program, but at the same time, because the quality of the school program isn't improving, you have low enrollment, you don't have enough students, and so your funding that's coming in from tuition revenue is low, etc. And you can see how a school can get stuck in that cycle. It might seem like you can't do anything about it without having a lot of extra money. So what do? The solution, and this is an overview or a big picture of how to approach this issue and how to solve it. First and foremost, you need a holistic approach that is comprehensive. The goal is to gradually improve each and every aspect of the school program as much as you can with the current resources and funding that you do have. This includes aspects such as teacher training and support, such as student well-being, academic program, the Islamic program, the extracurriculars, marketing and advertising, school operations and policies and procedures. If you collectively improve all these things to the extent that you're able to with the current resources that you have and the current funding that you have, this will increase the quality of your program, even if by a little bit. And in turn, that increase and improvement in the quality of your school program will attract more students and will retain more of your current students and attract more new students, which will increase your enrollment, and thus you have more funding coming in from tuition, and then you have more funds to reinvest back into your school program and try to improve it even further. And as you can see, it's a cycle, right? The more you improve your school program and the quality of education that you're providing to the families that you serve, the more students that enroll, in your school, the higher the revenue that you're collecting from tuition. You can charge a higher tuition and you have more students, and then you have more revenue coming in that you can invest back into your school program, and then you have more funding and resources to improve your program even more, and again you attract more students by doing that, and so on and so forth. Now, when a school gets to capacity and starts having a waiting list, the school will either have to expand its facilities to accommodate more students, or it could start charging higher tuition because it's offering more value and better quality of education, and so families are willing to pay more for tuition, and thus it's able to collect more revenue in tuition to be able to then again invest it back into its school program and further improve it. So what are some simple steps that you can start out with that would help you turn around your school if it's struggling? Start off by making sure that your school day goes smoothly, that the school operations day to day are operating smoothly. You want to streamline your policies that are in place, the procedures that you have for your staff, teachers, and students to follow, and by establishing routines. It's important that staff and students know what is expected and they know what to do in each circumstance or situation. For every class or activity or part of the day, they need to know what to do, how to do it, and how to go about things. You also want to organize your learning space, whether it's your classrooms or even your lunch area, your playground area, your prayer area. You want to make sure things are organized in a way that makes sense and that serves the needs and the purpose of that area. And so these two things, having streamlined policies, procedures, and routines, and also organizing the facilities that you have and the space that's being used, will allow you to minimize distractions and wasted time throughout the day and maximize instructional time spent teaching and learning. And thus this would help improve the quality of the educational program that you're offering your students. You see, teachers and students spend a long time at school every day, but the question we have to ask ourselves is how much of that is actually being actively used for teaching and learning. So the more we can maximize that time used and minimize the amount of time wasted and the distractions that take away from that learning time, the better our school program is going to be. The next step that you could take is making sure that you're retaining your teachers and you are training them. It's important to address teacher satisfaction and make sure your staff and teachers feel at ease, feel comfortable, feel happy working at your school. It's an environment where they fit in and they feel like they belong. They feel passionate about the work that they do and about being part of your team. And also it's important to provide them with the resources and the training and support in order for them to feel like they're set up for success and they're able to do their job well. You also want to make sure that the student experience is well managed, from students first applying to enrollment and to attending school every day. All these aspects are things you need to make sure you think through and you have an efficient process in place that is streamlined and transparent. You want to make sure that students enjoy coming to school, that they feel safe, they feel like they belong, they are having fun as well as learning, and are happy to be attending the school. It's also important to involve the parents and make sure you get their input and feedback and address their concerns proactively. Parents want what's best for their child, naturally, and are entrusting your school with educating their child. They're entrusting you with the safety and well-being of their child. You know, it's interesting when we think about it that students spend more of their waking hours with their teachers and at school rather than with their parents at home. So this should highlight the level of trust that parents have in entrusting a school to fulfill that amana by enrolling their children in this school. My advice would be for you to start with the low-hanging fruit, so to speak, the things that come with minimal time and effort and that have low or no cost that you're able to implement right away and see huge results and big impact immediately. And as a result, this incremental increase in quality, as we said, will result in higher enrollment through word of mouth. The current parents are happy and the students are enjoying coming to the school. They start spreading the news, and through your advertising and marketing, you're able to attract more students. You're able to retain more of your current students and attract more new ones, and then your enrollment grows, and from that you have more tuition revenue coming in that you can then reinvest back into the school and further improve the quality of the school program. In conclusion, I hope this overview helps give you direction of how to go about turning around your Islamic school and where to start. If you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments, or if you need more detailed assistance with turning turning around your Islamic school, please reach out to us at Straight Path Academy for a free consultation, and we would be happy to help your Islamic school become successful inshallah. Barakallahu feekum. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.